Is Anthem indeed in legal trouble? Well, let's find out. What's going on, all of you fantastic freelancers? My name is William, and in today's video we are going to be going over if Anthem is indeed in legal trouble after the April debacle. A special thanks before we begin to iGame for bringing this to my attention. A link to his channel will be in the description below. So there has been a bit of an uproar this afternoon about Anthem's possibly being in legal trouble. This all stems from a post made by Spherical on the Anthem game subreddit. And it is a good post, and you all already know my thoughts on the Anthem game subreddit. But his post simply states, in the next 9 days, at the latest, we're supposed to get Mastery System, new items, Shaper Sturge, Legendary Missions, Phase 2, the Sunken, Weekly Stronghold Challenges, Leaderboards, Guilds, and 6 Locks Cortexes. If they don't deliver those features, is that enough to warrant a refund? I'm not too familiar with US consumer laws, but I'm pretty sure failure to deliver these features would be a violation of consumer rights in the EU. Would be great to get some clarification from Bioware on these features, considering that it's such a short time left until their deadline runs out. So, believe it or not, that's actually a really great post, and it is a good point to bring up. As many of you know, I do study law, and actually business law is one of my niches. Now, while I am not the most knowledgeable, and I do have a long way to go before I am ready to be a professional at it by any stretch of the imagination, I do know enough to at least make my way around this case. Not so much a case, but there are some obvious things that kind of derail this argument, but also kind of push it. It's a weird amalgamation. We'll try and break it down to the best of our abilities. So first things first, I know a lot of you who've been sticking with the game and have been following it are kind of frustrated about April. Anthem as a live service game is meant to improve, and the way they mean to improve it is by showing us a roadmap-esque thing in the form of the acts. Now, we are currently in Act 1, Chapter 2, which is April, and in April they were supposed to release a fair amount of stuff, as this guy pointed out. I was especially looking forward to Guilds, Leaderboards, and the Sunken. Everything else is kind of secondary to me. The Mastery System really won't matter too terribly much, I don't think, until they fix the loot and gearing issue, but that's for another video. The point is, a lot of this stuff was expected to come earlier in the month, and as long as it is in the month of April, I suppose it's okay. But the other main issue is there has been total calm silence, just about, from the community managers and the developers and even the official Anthem game Twitter. Fans are in a riot, and of course, your sensationalist YouTubers are already making their articles and videos about, oh, Anthem never meant to stick to its roadmap. Breathe, guys. I fully believe, now this may be my naivete, but that the developers and the community managers are not really responding right now, not because they don't have anything to share. It's more along the lines of they've got their heads down, working their asses off, trying to get the game in the shape that it needs to be successful. Or even enjoyable to some. I don't think they would just go calm silent for no reason. However, it hasn't helped Anthem's case, and like I said, we'll be getting into that in the next video. So the problem really and truly stems from there not being a lot of information or a lot of reassurance that these items will be met in the end of April. So on the official EA site where you see Act 1, you will notice, as my good friend Bags from Anthem Insider loves to point out to me so frequently, that they do have a rather large disclaimer at the top, not at the bottom, at the top, before you even begin to see what all's coming in April. It is, the below is subject to change as we are exploring content and listening to our community feedback. In other words, this means they can change, move, add, remove, or whatever at any point in time as they please. Some of you will remember that last month, or maybe it was in February, I can't quite remember, that the Shaper Surge event was supposed to occur. The little orbs were scattered all around Bastion, Shaper relics were being electrified, and the tower began to move for the first time ever. However, suddenly, without any rhyme or reason, they did move that, and they moved it all the way down to this month. And we were expecting it at some point because the last real, true, and enjoyable free play event we had was There Be Giants. Yeah, the first ever event that came with release in February. But like I said, they moved it without rhyme or reason or without notifying us all the way down to April. They could very well do that again. And I don't think they're going to do that, but they are within their legal rights to do so, as with their disclaimer at the very top. So there's no legal workaround for that. They could push the Sunken all the way back to 2020 if they wanted to, but they're not. Hopefully the live stream tomorrow will shed some light on this, and I'm really hoping that Anthem is going to be able to pull off their entire April roadmap. But the other deal with this is that they are a publicly traded company. They have made certain promises, and they do have to keep them at some point in time. Now, I'm not too terribly sure how it works with the gaming industry, but typically, if a company promises something to its shareholders or its consumers or what have you, they have to provide it within a certain amount of time. And that time can usually be between 6 months to a year. More times than not, it's more to 2 to 4 months, but at the longest they've got is maybe 6 months to a year. Obviously, that's not the case with Anthem. And for those of you who are claiming the Anthem is a dead game thing, yeah, cut that out. It's not going to happen at least until the end of Act 3. They have promised 3 acts, and it's going to happen. However, the only thing that's kind of giving me pause now that I'm thinking about it is Mass Effect Andromeda. There were several expansions that were promised, and they didn't follow through with it. Obviously, they pulled off support. It's really tough to say, to be completely honest with you. Like I said, I've still got a long ways to go with my education in the field of business law, but it's tough. I'm really not 100% sure about gaming law's rules with the promising things as a publicly traded company. However, back to the roadmap. The whole point is they do have to release everything that they have listed at some point in time, and they have to do it within a reasonable window. Now, in any way, shape, or form that you look at it, it will never, ever, 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 ever be declared as an issuable refund. Refunds are done through whichever purveyor you bought the item from. So if EA's rule is if you've played 10 hours of the game and you can't return it, well, then you've played 10 hours of the game and you can't return it, at least digitally. If you buy it from GameStop, you can sell it back. If you buy it from Steam, you can... I don't know how Steam's rules work anymore. The point is, EA isn't directly responsible for refunds. And even if they were, I doubt that refunds would even be possible. As a matter of fact, they're not possible. If you have reached a certain limit, or if you've reached their certain specifications for you've used this product, you cannot return it. We chalk it up to literally BioWare and EA can do whatever they want. They can move anything around whenever they want. And while it is not my favorite thing in the entire world, I do understand that not everything may be able to be completed on the time schedule that they wanted. And I'm willing to bet, going forward in the future Act 2 and Act 3, and as they detail out the months of the chapters and what's coming and so on and so forth, they're going to be revealing less and less and less. As in, I'm not going to get your expectations up too high when I only deliver some of the stuff that I had promised. It stinks, it sucks, I know, but it is a live service game, and they are learning how to make it work. I am by no means advocating for BioWare or EA. I'm pretty frustrated myself as an Anthem player. I was expecting the update to come in 2 parts, one at the halfway mark and one at the end of the month. Looks like everything's coming April 30th, so we'll see how their promises land. The point is, Anthem is in no legal trouble whatsoever, at least not by what I see, especially with them doing their disclaimer at the very top, which kind of renders the whole conversation moot. It's funny, as you'll scroll through the subreddit post, people are making these long and elegant posts when literally you could just say, hey, refer to the thing at the very top that says we can move or change anything that we want at any point in time as we're listening to community feedback and having to make changes. But anyways, freelancers, I hope that cleared up something for you all and, I don't know, gave you some peace of mind. But what are your thoughts on this whole April debacle with Anthem? Do you think Anthem's going to be able to pull off everything they have on their April roadmap? Please let me know in the comments section below, as I really do read through all of your comments and answer as I am able, especially if there's conversational potential. And if you enjoy the content we produce on your game, Anthem, and want to stay up to date on it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you want, hit that notification bell so you never miss out on one of our videos. A huge and monumental thank you to my channel members and patrons. While they're not listed in this video, I am working on a few things graphics-wise so I can put them in the next video. But to you all, you know who you are. I cannot thank you all enough for your support. You can find out who they are in the description below. Seriously, thank you all so much for your donations. I hope all of you fantastic freelancers have a phenomenal day as always, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the next video very soon. And remember, freelancers, we are strong alone, but we are stronger together.